Hope you. It's a funny thing the way times are changing today. Not like the old days, Signora. What a budello's going on today, Josie? You gotta know what's going on. Take a look at the Catholic religion today. You could eat meat on Friday. You can't eat meat on Friday. We don't even know who to pray to anymore. Poor St. Christopher, the poor man, all he did was drive in a car. They knocked him off the books. They were going to do the same thing to St. Gennaro. But the guys from Mulberry Street went to Rome. And they told the Pope, you leave him alone, he's with us. Take a look at the priests. They like to go out and knock it night. Ta, 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 ta. Last night they were here, they were drinking holy water on the rocks all night long. The nuns want to become priests. The priests want to get married. You know why? On kind of the confessions that they hear. Yeah, you go in the booth, you tell them you did this, I did that, how many times? 200 times. He says, you get here, I'll get over there. Take a look at the new generation today. Girls want to be liberated today, Signora. What goes on? You know who should have been liberated? I'll tell you. Our mothers and our grandmothers, because when they worked, they did a job. They did a job. Today they want this, they want that, beep, beep, bop, bop. They want everything today. In the old days, those poor women, my grandmother, she used to wash the floors on her knees, on her knees. The clothes with the Javel water, Javel water, Javel. When they cooked the meal, everything was fresh. What frozen food? Today they give you frozen food, they stiff you up and they bury you. 1, 2, 3, beep, 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 beep. In those days, a man had one job. What? 2, 3, 4 jobs. One job. Lucky he went to work. When he came home at night, he sat at the table, he ate like a king. He was the master. They went to bed, he had all the pep. He was raring to go. She was dead. Now the shoe's on the other foot. Now they press a button, the dishwasher cleans all the dishes. Nicey, nicey. They press another button, the washing machine cleans all the clothes. Now while they're pressing all these buttons, beep, boop, bop, beep, beep. This guy's working 2 jobs so they can press all these beep, bop, boop buttons. The poor guy gets home at 3 o'clock in the morning. The poor man, Dudu Shangal, he can't find the house. He's walking like this. She's got him talking to himself. He's saying, I hope she don't want nothing tonight. Nothing tonight. Now they go to bed. She's do the rajad. All day long, give her big boop bop. He's laying like a dead Baccala. So what does she do? She presses his button. Nothing happened. È morto. He's dead. Take a look when a girl gets married today. 2 years to plan a wedding today. 2 whole years. 1 year, they got to make out the seating arrangement. Because there's always somebody in the family that nobody's talking to. And they don't know where to put them. We can't put them here, they're not talking. No, not over there. They're not talking for 10 years. They don't talk for 10 years. Don't put them over there. That's why when you go to an affair today, you'll always find a table they call the risk plan table. Nobody's talking to each other. And they're all giving each other the cross eye. Do the rajah. They like just sit like that. And under the table go many gorna. To ting, sing, and singra. Then comes the affair. The couple, they get married. They go on their honeymoon. 6 months later, she gives birth. They got the whole family taking out the invites. April, May, June, July. Can't be. She walked down the aisle with the veil. Can't be. Then in every Italian family, everybody's got one troublemaker. We call her Aunt Tessie, the one with the rolled up stockings. And the rubber band over here and the rubber band over there. And she's got the crooked heels, and she walks like the daughter of King Kong, like this she walks. And she said, I seen her with this eye. She was crooked. You call me a troublemaker. So they call it a premature baby. 15 pounds, 6 ounces. And it's a funny thing about sex, especially with the Italian people. If you talk about it, it's dirty. But if you do a gavood. In my family, my mother and father never talked about sex, but they have 14 kids. Yeah, then I found out why. My mother was a little deaf in this ear. And every night my father would come home, he would say, Rosa, hey, what are we going to do tonight? Go to sleep or what? She'd go, what? Not a kid. My father said, too much, you gotta stop, but too much, you gotta stop, 14 kids are too much. He went to the church. He told the priest, he says, Father, I got 14 kids, you're gonna tell me I'm gonna stop it? You're gonna tell me? The priest told him, Tony, you gotta have rhythm. He went to dancing school for 6 months. I caught him in the kitchen, 5 o'clock in the morning, dancing by himself. He said, I got rhythm. Then coming from an Italian family, 14 kids, we only have 5 rooms. I used to say to myself, but where could they do it? Where could they do it? Not in the bedroom with all the saints and all the candles. Every day she used to tell me, go and buy another box of candles. One day I walked and I seen St. Anthony, his eyes were crossed. Then I took a look at my mother. I said, my mother can't do those things. Not my mother can't do those things. My father, but not my mother. Every day she was in the kitchen with the macaroni singing, Virgin, man. Then I found out while she was going like that, my father was doing the same thing. Take a look at the new generation today, what they did to me, signor, we warn you what they did to me. They invited me to a party. And you know the marijuana cigarettes? They call them joints. And I didn't know that. So the kid says, you want to come to a party? I said, sure. He said, have you got a joint? I looked at him, I said, sure, I got a joint. He says, how many have you got? I says, why not? They come in pairs. I says, I got one. Ain't that good enough? He says, yeah, but if you had 2, it could be better. I said, I know that. I'm at the party. I'm hanging around. He says, hey, did you bring your joint? I says, why? You left yours home? I said, now that I got my joint, what am I going to do with it? He says, you got to take it out. I told him, you want to take out my joint over here? All right, and I take it out. What am I going to do with it? He says, you Baccala, you got to smoke it. I told him, you want me to smoke my own joint? And what do you think I am, the Jolly Green Giant? And then I asked, and what if I don't want to smoke my own joint? He said, oh, don't worry, then we're going to pass it around. But I'll tell you people one thing, in the last year, I've worked with all kind of singers. I worked with Tom Jones. I worked with James Darren. I worked with Al Martino. I worked with Sergio Frankie. I've been on the road with Jimmy Roselli for 3 years. And I'll tell you one thing, girls go crazy for singers. How they go crazy for singers, signora. You ought to see one night while Tom Jones was on the floor. He was wiggling this way, and he was wiggling that way. And all these girls were getting excited. One girl got so excited, signora, she took off her panties. We want your panties came on. She threw him on the stage. Landed right on this guy's head. Hey, you laughing made this poor guy look like an ass. Then you had to see James Darren one night. He came on the floor with a tight white suit. His shirt was open. The shame, it's a shame. The suit was so tight, everything was showing. All the girls in the audience were going, look what he's got, Mary, look what he's got. So the next night I figured I'd try it. Now you're laughing, they took me away in an ambulance. They thought I had a double hernia. I was walking like this. Then you had to see Sergio Frangi. Oh, northern part of Italy, they think what they are. He gets on the floor and he says, my name is Sergio Frangi. And all the Italian women sitting up in the front go, you know, they sit like this. And he starts singing to them, Stata Vicina, and they go, Sergio! Then after they finish singing their songs, you know what they do? They sell their albums, they sell their records in the back. Me, I'm different. I sell olive oil. In New York City, I work for different type of nightclub owners. I work for Italian nightclub owners. I work for Jewish nightclub owners. And I work for Greek nightclub owners. And they all pay you different. The Greeks, you know where. The Jewish nightclub owner, you always get paid. But you always got to get a story. Business wasn't that great. We made a few dollars. Hee, ha ha, hoo, and hee. The Italian nightclub owner, before he pays, aiutami. Puts his arm around you. Walks a couple of steps. And says, kid, who you with? Now, God forbid you give him the wrong name, you never get paid. So I usually tell him I'm with him. The guy says, him? He says, and who's him? I says, you mean to tell me you don't know him? The guy says, where do I know him from? I says, Baccala. He goes out with her. The guy says, come to think of it, you know those names do sound familiar. And one night, you had to see what happened one night. Yeah, one of those hymns came over to me. He says, my daughter's getting married in 2 weeks. He says, you're going to be there? I told him, I can't make it because I got to go someplace. He said, that's all right, kid. If you think you could do a show underwater, you don't have to show up. Good night, you were beautiful, and God bless you.